Dear all, in the last class, we had discussed about queuing models. What are the different components of queuing models, namely calling population, then queuing line, and also the server. And we had a discussion on what are the various characteristics of queuing model also with respect to system capacity, arrival process, calling population, queue behavior, and queue discipline, and service times and service mechanisms. So these are all the things which we have discussed. Now uh, we are going to discuss about the queuing notation and what are the various performance measures of a particular queuing system in this particular class. If you look at the recognizing the diversity of the queuing systems, we have seen, there are a lot of queuing systems. Diversity in the sense like we had a wide range of queuing systems, which includes single channel, which includes multiple channels, which can be calling population is infinite or finite, whatever it is. So based on all these, the different queuing systems, Kendall in 1953 has proposed one notional system for parallel server systems, which has been widely used. So he has proposed one notation which is given below here. The notation says that capital A bar capital B bar capital C bar capital N bar capital K. So where the first term A indicates inter-arrival distribution, whether the arrival of different, the customers, the whether it is Poisson's distributed or whether it is exponential distributed or any other type of distribution. Second term B indicates service time distribution, whether it is same type, any one of these three, that is Poisson's, normal, and exponential distribution. Then small c is number of parallel servers. So how many number of parallel servers are there in a given system? That is what the number of parallel servers. If c is equal to 1, it is a single channel server system. If it is c is equal to 2, then it is double channel queuing system. Now we had one more option, that is N, capital N, system capacity. Okay, so these things we are going to discuss a later point of time. Then capital K is size of the calling population, whether it is a finite or infinite. You know what is the difference between the calling population and the system capacity. Okay. Now, if you look at, for example, usually in case of the common symbols like A and B, usually will be represented by capital M for a data which is represented by or which is an exponentially distributed or according to Markov's distributed. That's what you have to remember. Instead of A, B and B, if it is there is M, then it is exponential data. Then capital D for deterministic. Okay, if it is capital H, it is hyper exponential. If GI is, that is, if GI is there, then it is general independent. So these are all the different symbols which can be used for A and B. To make clear understanding, I have taken one example which talks about the notation. If you look at M bar 1 bar infinity. So now onwards, any queuing system which we are going to consider here are going to be represented by this kind of notation. Okay. So now M bar 1 bar infinity bar infinity. What is the illustration for this? So if see here, when you see this C in the previous notation, it is A bar B, C, N and K. If C value is equal to 1, as I told earlier, it is single server system. Okay. Then the last two terms, infinity bar infinity, one represents system capacity, this one, and this one will represent calling population. So it is infinite, that is unlimited. So with this notation, I can write it as a single server system which is having unlimited queuing capacity and infinite population of potential arrivals. So arrival is here infinite. The number system capacity or queuing capacity is also infinite. Now m bar m. So that is the first case. It is A and A bar B. So where A is inter-arrival time distribution and service time distribution. If you look at here, m represents what? The exponential or Markov. So here it is exponential. So that is why here it is clearly given that the inter-arrival times and service times are exponentially distributed. Okay, so here the same thing which is given as n and k are infinite. So if in this particular presentation, if you have the value n bar k are infinite, so they may be dropped. They may be dropped from the notation. So with this I can write m bar 1. So which is a shortened form of this particular m bar 1 bar infinity infinity. So this is m bar 1 bar infinity can be written as m bar 1. Okay. Now, which already we have given one example, which is tire curing system. I can represent it as G bar 1 bar 5 bar 5. So this is one example where in which uh, where you have G indicates what it is a general system where only one servers are there and the capacity of that particular system is also 5 and the size of that calling population is also 5. So another example I can give it as a G bar 1 bar 5 5, where 5 if you consider that as hospital as a particular example, in that case one particular nurse is attending 5 patients can be represented by G bar 1 bar 5 bar 5, where 1 represents the nurse and 5 represents the number of um, what you can call number of patients. So like this example which is related to this particular queuing model. Now, so once you represent this particular model or queuing notation for a particular system, so next how to find out the long run measure of performance of a queuing system, that is how to find out the runtime of average number of customers in the queue, the number of customers who are waiting in the queue, okay, how many number of people are waiting in the queue, how many number have spent separately in queue and in the entire system. So here there is a difference between the total time spent in a queue means it is a service time plus waiting time. In a queue means it is only waiting time. So these things we are going to discuss in detail in the next slide. Now, if you look at the primary long run measures of performance of a queuing systems are mentioned below. So that is, there are a few points which talks about the performance of queuing system. The first point is long run time average, now long run time average number of customers in the system, that is capital L. Okay, and the same long run time average number of customers in the queue is represented by LQ. Then the long run time spent in a system is W, where the long run average time spent in a queue is WQ per customer, and server utilization or proportion of the time that a server is busy, that is rho. So along with this, three or four the features of queuing system, we have the following things also. If you most of the things already you know, Pn is steady state probability of having n customers in a system. Okay, so when it contains n number of customers of t, second one is Pn of t, the probability of n customers in a system at time t, that is at that particular point of time t, what is Pn of t. Third one is lambda, which is going to represent the arrival rate of a particular customers. Okay. Then lambda E indicates the effective arrival rate. Next, mu, it is important, the service rate of one particular server. So how fast that particular server is going to provide the service to the customer, it is given by mu, which is service rate of one server. Next is rho, which is going to represent the entire server utilization for a particular server utilization. You know, like in the some of the previous problems we have seen that if it is entire 60 minutes is time duration of a particular system, during that particular 60 minutes there might be some possibilities where 10-15 minutes are idle time. So idle time of a particular server, so effective server utilization will be only around 45 minutes out of 60 minutes if 15 minutes is idle time. So that is going to be indicated by rho. Then AN, which is something called as inter-arrival time between customers n minus 1 to n. As I told earlier, the first customer will not be having any inter-arrival time, that is 0. And for others is like current customer to the next customer will be your inter-arrival time. The time gap between current customer to the next customer is nothing but your inter-arrival time. Then Sn is the service time of nth arriving customer. So there are so many number of the customers who are going to last customer for the day in that particular system is say 10 minutes. So that Sn is equal to 10, which is for nth arriving customer. So next is like this is important, Wn. Wn, as I told earlier, the total time spent in a system by nth customer. So it is only on this particular Wn includes Wnq also, because Wn of q is going to indicate the number of customers or the waiting time of a customer in only q, but in the system it includes both. So Wn of q is total time spent in waiting line by the customer n. L of t is the number of customers in the system at a time t. So assume that at a time t is equal to 10, there are totally 50 number of customers are there in a system where 10 people are getting a service and another 40 people are waiting. So in that case, L of t will become 50, then out of which 10 members are getting a service, since there are 10 number of service counters are there. In that case, another remaining 40 people are going to wait in the system. In that case, LQ of T is given by the number of customers in the queue at a time T. So this is what L of T and LT of T. Now another one is L, that is long run time average number of customers in the system, like how many number of customers have taken long period or more time to complete their service. LQ indicates long run time, average number of customers in the queue. Okay. In the same way, W is long run average time spent in a system per customer. So WQ, and at the same time WQ, the long run average time spent in a system per customer. The different kind of you know characteristics of general performance measures of a queuing system. Now, in our forthcoming topics, we are going to use all these particular notations for different systems. Now, if you look at here, the term system usually refers to the waiting line plus service mechanism. Okay, so in fact you can add arrival time also. Without arrival of a particular customers, your system will not be there, but still here assuming the arrival is already done, so hence your system will be representing the waiting line plus your service mechanism. In general, it can refer to any subsystem of a queuing system where the term queue refers to the waiting line alone. Okay, when I talk about queue, it is except your service system. You can refer this to any of the subsystems where queue refers to only the waiting line. Okay, now other measures of performance of interest. So what we are interested in is include long run proportion of customers who are delayed in a queue longer than the time ends. So that's what I was talking about. Whether it is there in the system or whether it is there in the queue, delayed or who has taken a longer period, those are called as long term, run proportion of various customers. Okay, long run proportion of the customers turned away because of capacity constraints. So we know we have certain capacity constraints for a particular system also. So since it is not an infinite one. Now and also the long run proportion of a time, the waiting line constraints more than k naught number of customers. So if you look at this, these 2 points, it is basically related with the long duration of a particular customer in the system and the in the waiting line also. Now, if you look at, we are going to consider in this particular chapter, which is related to G bar C bar N bar K. That is, G is for what? General system, okay, which is having certain number of customers. So we are going to find out these things in this particular chapter. Okay, now we'll go ahead with the next topic, which is going to talk about average number. We are going to discuss with one example. That particular example is shown in figure number 2 or later point of time. So now consider a particular queuing system over a period of time t. Okay, and let it L of t indicates the number of customers at in that particular system at that particular period of a time t. So now you consider in the diagram we are going to represent all this. That is, let t of I denotes the total time during 0 to t in which the system contained exactly I number of customers. That is, In between 0 to t, how many number of customers are there present in the system. So that is what ti. Okay, if it is okay, now in the figure, if you look at this particular diagram where x-axis represents time t, and this indicate y-axis indicates the number of customers at the particular period of a time t. At t naught, that is t0, if you look at here, here it is 2 to 3 1, so here 14 to 16 is another one. So this is totally, there are three number of customers were there at a time t is equal to 0. So that is how this particular diagram indicates. So now with this t0 is equal to 3 in this particular diagram. If you look at t1, so here it is from 0 to 2 is 2. Here it is again 2 to 3 to 5, that is again 2 plus 2 4. Here it is 2. Okay, from 5 to say 7, so at a time t2. So like this, if you find the value of t1 from here to here to, so from here to here 10 to 14 is 4, and again from 16 to 20 is again 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, at a time t1 is equal to, it is 12. At the same time t2, if you find out here from 5 to 7 and 8 to 10, that is 2 2. So that will be t2 is equal to 4, and t3 it is only 1, so that is equal to 1. So here the line segments whatever I have represented, the line segments whose length total t1 is equal to 12 are labeled by t1. So that is what I was talking about. So t1 is equal to 12. So now in general, how I can write this? In general, if I take t0 is equal to 3, t1 is equal to 12, t2 is equal to 4, and t3 is equal to 1. In general, I can write the total time will be what? 0 to infinity. So sigma of I is equal to 0 to infinity, ti is equal to t, which is the in general we can write it. But the time weighted, so we have to consider the time weighted average number in a given system, which is given by this. How it is? L cap is equal to 1 by t in summation of I is equal to 0 to infinity, the customer number and time associated with it. So that is how it is weighted average. So it is not like the total average, it is something called as how much weightage is given to the individual customer. So that is L cap is equal to 1 by t, sigma of I is equal to 0 to infinity I into ti. So this I can write it as I, you take out as common, sigma of I is equal to 0 to infinity ti divided by t. Okay, so this one you have to remember now. So the time weighted average number of in a system is given by L cap, and this equal to I is equal to 0 to infinity I into ti by t. This I will call this as equation number 1. So now if you look at how to find out the weighted average time for this given problem, 0 into 3, that is customer number, 0 is I value is 0, that is t0, that is into 3. So at 0th time there are 3 number of customers, so 0 into 3 plus, okay, 1 into 12, so 1 into 12, so 2 into 4, so 2 into 4, and 3 into 1, 3 into 1. So for this, L cap is equal to 23 divided by 20, which is equal to 1.15 customers in average. Now notice that Ti of t is the proportion of time the system contains exactly I number of customers. So here the one estimator is called as L cap, is one example of time weighted average, or in order to find out the weighted average time for a given particular by L cap. Now, in the same example 2, if you look at it can be seen that the total area under L of t can also be decomposed into rectangles of height I and length ti. So that's what in the previous diagram what we had. For example, in the given example, rectangle area 3 into t3 has the base running from base 7 to 8. If you look at in this particular diagram, T3, if you look here, it is from 7 to 8. Okay, that is the base from which is running for T3, 7 to 8. In the same way, I have represented here 3 into T3 has the base, that is base running from 7 to 8, hence T3 is equal to 1. Okay, from 7 to 8. Now, the most of the rectangle are broken into parts such as the rectangle 2 into T2 which has 5 to 7, and later we have from 8 to 10. If you look at here in this particular diagram, one is from 5 to 7, another one is from 8 to say 8 to 10, like this you have the values. Okay, so you have the values which can be given. So now similarly you can write down T2 is equal to 2 plus 2, which is shown in the diagram. So now if you look at this entire area, okay, I can represent it as like this, uh, sigma of I into Ti, I is equal to 0 to infinity, where 0 to infinity L of t, where L of t, as I told earlier, it is considered as the total area under function. Okay, now the equation 1. So what we have written so far, this equation 1, I can write it as, okay, L cap is equal to 1 by t, sigma of I is equal to 0 to infinity I into ti, which is equal to 1 by ti 0 to 1 by t integration of 0 to t L of t dt. So now these two equations, equation 1 and 2, are always same for any queuing system regardless of the number of servers. So the only thing is the way we are going to represent LCAP is different. Okay, one is with respect to this one is with respect to area under consideration for any kind of system, which is whether it is the number of servers, or whether it is a queuing discipline or any other special circumstances, your expression 1 and 2 will be always same. Okay. Now the expression 1 and 2 will be always same, as I told earlier, with respect to the queuing system, regardless of the number of servers and queuing discipline and what type of other special circumstances. Now, if you look at the many queuing systems will exhibit a certain kind of long run stability in terms of their average performance. So we have seen many examples. So in such systems, as the time t gets larger, the observed number, time average number in the system L cap approaches to the limiting value, say L. So as the value of t gets increases, now the time observed time average number in the L cap will approach to a limited value, that is L. Okay, you can see in the formula, which is called as long run time average number in the system that is with the probability 1. The maximum value of maximum probability is 1. Now, in the same way, I can write it as 0 L cap, the maximum value of t, where t value is here is limiting to 1, say L. So in that case, I can write it as L cap equal to 0 to t L of t dt tends to L. So here as t tends to infinity. So in this particular estimator. So here this equation 3 I can write it as estimator L cap is said to be strongly consistent for L. Now the equation 2, that is this and the last equation I can apply for a particular subsystem, which is as well as they can do the whole system. So I can apply this equation number 2 and 3 for a particular subsystem or the entire whole Q of t denotes the number of customers who are waiting in the line, and ti to the power q denotes the total time during 0 to t in which exactly I number of customers are waiting in the queue. So ti of q is the total number of customers who are waiting in the line. So we know this equation from 2, LQ of cap, LQ cap is equal to 1 by t, I is equal to 0 to infinity, I into ti to the power of q. It is a weighted average. So this I can write it as 1 by t. So this one I can write it from equation, previous equation. I can from this I can write 0 to t LQ of t tends to LQ as t tends to infinity. So here this I will call it as equation number 4. So here where LQ of t is observed number of customers waiting in the line from 0 to t. Okay, and LQ is the total long run time average number waiting in the line. So this is what my equation number 4. Now after this we are going to find out, this is with respect to the time average number in system L. So later we are going to discuss with the total time spent in particular queue.